Professor Edelstein, hello.
Hello.
Everyone is talking today about omega-3. What exactly do they mean?
Omega-3 are essential fatty acids that our body doesn't know how to produce, which means that we have to get them from our food. Now, our food is low in omega-3 acids. The main sources are sources from fish, from the deep water of the oceans, and recently it was found that we can get them in vegetal form. Now, they're called omega-3 because in the third carbon of the molecule there is a double chemical bond. We won't get into chemistry, but that is the meaning. There are also omega-6 fatty acids, which means there is a double bond on the 6th molecule. There are also omega-9 fatty acids, which means there is a double bond on the 9th molecule.
What is the role of the omega acids in the body?
The essential omega-3 acids that the body doesn't know how to produce, they have a role. They have many roles, but the fundamental role of omega-3 acids is to build the cell's membrane. Each cell in our body is wrapped in a membrane, and this membrane is of great importance for the functioning of the cell. A semi-permeable membrane through which some of the materials will enter the cell and some won't. All sorts of hormone receptors, like the hormone insulin, whose role is to bring the glucose into the cell, sits on the membrane, and if this membrane isn't built properly, there will be a problem with the functioning of the cell. And the omega-3 acids assemble this membrane. There are also proteins, but the chosen parts of the membrane that allow it to function and give it its fluidity are the omega-3 acids.
Now we know that fish are a source of omega-3 acids, and there is a source of omega-3 acids from a vegetable source. What differentiates them?
Look, there are actually, today, 3 omega-3 acids are spoken about. They talk about an omega acid called EPA and DHA, which come from ocean sources, and they talk about omega-3 acid called ALA, which are the initials of an acid, alpha-linolenic acid. In the rest of the interview, we will refer to it as ALA in short. Now, the ALA is found only in vegetal sources, the DHA and EPA in oceanic sources. The nice thing is that the minute you take the ALA, our bodies know how to raise the ALA to 2 omega-3 fatty acids, the fishy ones, meaning EPA and DHA.
What is the disadvantage of the fishy omega-3?
There are several. First, the minute you take the fishy kind, you only get 2 omega-3 acids, and our body needs 3. When you take the vegetal one, you in fact get all 3. The ALA turns into EPA and DHA, and you have all 3. Another problem is that the vegetal omega-3 acids don't have side effects, especially if they come from a good source, and soon we'll talk about what a good source is. While the fishy product, there are people that are allergic to fish or sea products, seafood, and among other things to the fish oil. There is a problem of unpleasant smell after taking them. Some people get diarrhea, or there are side effects that don't exist from the vegetal source.
What is the advantage of the vegetal omega-3 acid?
One of the things is that correct preparation from a good source results in having completely no polluted substances in the acid. We know that the oceans, for example, are very polluted. This could be heavy metals, mainly mercury. This could be a group called polychlorinated or polybrominated substances. These are very toxic substances. When you consume fish and fish oil, they are polluted with these kind of pollutants, although they sit on tables set by health authorities. But if you take it daily, which is what you need to do, because usually you don't get it from food for most people, you accumulate these amounts in your body.
And all the fishy omega-3 acids, by definition, contain these poisons?
Below the critical level usually, but since you take it daily, there is an accumulating effect. Is there a recommended daily dose of the vegetal omega-3 acid? Look, regarding all the omega-3 acids, there aren't recommended doses for daily consumption. Almost all vitamins and minerals have what's called RDA, recommended daily allowance, the amount recommended to take daily. Omega-3 acids don't have this, but we predict there will be suggestions in the coming year. For example, the common European market talks about ALA as requiring a daily consumption of 2 grams a day.
So by taking vegetal omega, do we supply our body with the rest of the omega-3 acids too?
Definitely, because our body knows how to raise it to the 2 other kinds found in fish.
Many people say that. What did we do before we discovered omega-3? So really what happened, for example, 100 years ago?
What happened is that at the beginning of around 1900, the Industrial Revolution began, and when the Industrial Revolution began, it turned out that processed food and varied foods were low in omega-3 and very rich in another fatty acid called omega-6, especially the linoleic acid. When the Industrial Revolution began, there became a high ratio between omega-6 and omega-3. That is to say, there is a lot of omega-6 and a little bit of omega-3, and that is not good. Before the Industrial Revolution, the ratio was about 2 to 1. Today, there are completely different proportions.
To what can a complete lack of omega-3 acid lead to, or a big lack of omega-3 in the body?
2 months ago, it was published in the United States that the 6th most common killer in the United States is a lack in omega-3 acid, and that every year in the U.S., 100,000 people die because of a deficiency in omega-3 acids. Now you may say 100,000 out of a population of 300 million, not so bad, but each life is a story, a sad story. But except for these 100,000 people that die because of a complete deficiency in omega-3 acid, there are many more that don't have a complete deficiency. It's partial, and when there is a partial deficiency, there are many problems, because omega-3 acids have a very important role in strengthening our body's immune system and in anti-infection resistance, that is, fighting off infections.
We know that by replacing mother's milk, by law, we have to intake vegetal omega-3. Why?
Right. Look, all milk substitutes contain over 40 ingredients, and these ingredients are there from an analysis of mother's milk. They took mother's milk, checked what it contains. I assume there are more things that they don't know to check for, and over time they'll add them. And one of the things they found is that mother's milk, of all the omega-3 acids, it has a lot of ALA, the same vegetal omega-3 acid. This means that the ALA is essential to a baby's development, and a baby's body can turn ALA into EPA and DHA, and these 3 materials positively impact the cognitive development, the baby's intelligence, and its eyesight very much also. Today, there are even benchmarks announced by the FDA that it is very important for the cognitive abilities of the developing child and to his sight, the development of sight.
That means we can say that even those who don't take omega-3 today, in fact indeed took omega-3 once in their lives in their mother's milk.
Yes.
We heard a lot about the fireman experiment that was held in the U.S. What is so special about it?
Yes, an experiment that was held in the U.S. about a year ago, in which they took firemen and divided them into several groups, and to one group they gave the fish oil that contains EPA and DHA, and the other group got ALA, the vegetal omega-3, and they followed them for several weeks. And one of the goals they wanted to test was if a supply of vegetal omega-3 acid really promises that they'll produce suitable, optimal amounts of the fishy omega-3, that is, EPA and DHA. And it turns out that over 12 weeks, that's 3 months, from the screenings that they got, the vegetal source of ALA promises the existence of the fishy acids EPA and DHA. That is to say, the meaning of this experiment is that taking ALA promises us results that are the same as taking fish oil, without all the negative things that accompany fish oil.
One of the problems that are very well known to people is an attention deficit problem among children. Does the alpha-linoleic acid, the ALA, have an advantage in this topic?
As a child, I bothered the teacher and they said I was a prankster. Today, when a child bothers the teacher, he has attention deficit problems, and one of the popular things today is to treat this with medication like Ritalin, for example. All of these medications have side effects, sometimes difficult side effects, sometimes kids are unable to take them. And today in many places in the world, instead of using Ritalin, people use omega-3. And it turns out it has similar effects as the medicine which deals with attention deficit problems, without all these side effects. Now, the main omega-3 acid that functions in the brain is the DHA. You will also find the ALA in the brain. Now, in the research, it shows, other than the fireman experiment, it shows that ALA provides a suitable supply of DHA, the same fatty acid, omega-3, that is vital for the brain, because the brain is built of 50% fat, and 20% of this is the omega-3 acids, the ALA and the DHA.